Okay, today we'll be learning about the Pythagorean Theorem, which, if you look down here, is how we find the unknown side of a right triangle. So our formula is right here, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. You can see I've labeled this triangle, and the c is in a very particular place for a reason, and we're going to talk about that in a second. If you don't remember, these are called exponents, and what they do is they say that whatever the value is here, you multiply it by itself. So let's get started. When we're working with the Pythagorean theorem, we're working with right triangles. A right triangle has a 90-degree angle on one of its corners. So we see that with this symbol. This means right. If it was rounded, we would say that that's not a right triangle. And this line over here, opposite, is known as the hypotenuse. That's important to remember. That's always going to be your C. Here's an example. There's two examples we're going to review today. So for our first example, we're looking to find the hypotenuse, right? We have 4 and 3 are two of the sides, so this is A and B. And A and B always form our right angle. So let's look over at how we did some of this math. So we start off with our equation, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So we fill in our values. I'll use this as a and this as b. A, 4 squared, plus b, 3 squared, equals what we're looking for, c squared. So this means 4 times 4, and this means 3 times 3. So we end up with 16 and 9. We add those guys together, and we have 25. So we still have this exponent over top, and so what we need to do to get rid of that is we have to use this square root, and that will give us an answer of 5. So square roots are the number that another number can be multiplied by to turn itself into it, which sounds confusing, but we're going to let you use your calculator in class, so I'll show you real quick. If we have the number 25, and these are our typical calculators we have in class, we just press this button right here, and we get 5, right? 5 times 5 equals 25. We'll talk more about what to do when it's not a round number or a whole number like that, but for right now, most of your problems will have whole number answers. And you can see down here a little bit further, I filled in our triangle. With the side of 4 and 3, our hypotenuse is going to be 5. So that's the first type of example we're going to go over. The second example that we're going to review is when we already have the hypotenuse and we're looking for one of the other sides. So for this example, we're looking for b. So again, you can see over here, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I fill in a, 40 squared, plus b squared, this is what we're looking for, equals 41 squared. So we already have our hypotenuse. So 40 times 40, you can always think, what's 4 times 4? And then we add our zeros. We end up with 1600. We're keeping the b squared, and our 41 squared equals 1681. This is where some of our pre-algebra that we worked with this year comes in. How do we get b all by itself? We're going to need to subtract 1600 from both sides. That eliminates this side. Our b squared drops down. We're left with 81 on this side. And now to get rid of this exponent, remember, we're going to do our square root. So we take our answer of 81, we hit our square root button, and we get 9. So b equals 9. And here is our triangle with all of our values filled in. So those are examples to help you get started. You have a worksheet with 2 examples of each type of problem on it. So make sure you go through and you label everything correctly. You come to class with some of that work done and prepared with some questions. All right, see you then, guys.